So we are now in lineup for the Nanaimo ferry. It doesn't go out until 10:40. We probably can't get on. They won't let us on probably until closer to 10:25 or so. So we got about an hour and a bit to kill. But this is what it looks like. Unlike the other time coming across from Vancouver, we have a 2-hour window that we could come here in. The other one was a half-hour window, so a little different. And of course, look at the day. Nice and cloudy, overcast, but rainy. But as long as there's no wind, because they did cancel a ferry coming out of here the other day, and that was a problem. So hopefully today's okay. So we're off the ferry now, and we are on our way to Abbotsford. Here's a look of, I guess, the northern part of north of Vancouver. You can see lots of trees. Very rugged terrain. Well, rugged as in there's a highway going through it, so not that rugged, I suppose. We're about an hour and a half from our destination in Abbotsford, so not that far away. Just another view from the side. Well, such as it is. Let's try to peek in between the trees to the body of water. It doesn't look like I'm going to have any luck with that. Maybe up here a little bit more. Well, trust me, there's water over there. Structure that we're going over.
They build those kind in Europe all the time.
Yeah. So there's suspension bridges, I guess.
Yeah, they're type. Yeah, there's different.
Very futuristic looking. In the distance, you can see the mountains. And it's a balmy 12 degrees with a little bit of rain. So essentially we're in Abbotsford right now, heading towards our hotel. And again, you can see the mountains. And my brother always talked about the fact that Abbotsford, there was all these mountains that you could see when they first moved out here many years ago.
I imagine after a while.
It's probably the novelty wears off. It is a nice view though. Okay, we are now in Seven Oaks Mall in Abbotsford. We just had delicious lunch at A&W in the food court because we kind of looked around to see what's in this area as far as fine dining or pubs or things like that. And guess what we found? Well, I'm glad we like Indian food because there's a lot of those places here. A lot. So we're just taking a wander around this mall. Pretty much looks like any mall. And yeah, Okay, well, then maybe we'll do a little drive around into the area where my brother lives. He doesn't know we're here yet. I haven't texted him yet. We haven't been able to get into our hotel yet because check-in time is not officially until 4 o'clock, and it's around 2:30 now. We're on our way to another quilt store that's a little outside of main Abbotsford called Chitter Chatter. Mainly because we don't have anything better to do while we wait until we get a call or whatever that says our hotel room is ready. So, yeah, can you hear it in my voice that I'm a little,
Speak a command.
why we are doing this kind of a thing? I don't know. Well, we'll see what the quilt store's like anyways. Won't be a total loss. Okay, so this is interesting. This is Chitter Chatter Quilts. This is in a place called Bradner, outside of Abbotsford. It's kind of country. You can see they have goats, and you can feed the goats. So they do have quilts hanging outside. Another car coming. So here we go. But I like to put it onto my YouTube channel when we visit quilt stores.
This is where the Till and the Tilda fabric is.
Okay.
And then around the corner here, we got all the Lori Holt in, be vintage. And this room in here is what we call the pretty room, which is all your florals, your reproductions, your full collections from Moda, Andover, Jason Yenter are in here.
Lots of fabric.
Keep swimming.
Yeah.
Around the corner here are some rolls of batting, but in this room here are your extra wide backings, your batting, your steam-a-seam, your fireside, your cuddle, your interfacing stabilizers, all that lives in here.
Okay. Wow.
Number 2.
Great selection. And these are all wide back?
All from here around,
Oh,
and then
okay.
underneath, sprinkled around the table. These guys are 60 wide, those are 90s, these are 80s.
Okay.
But 2/3 plus of this room is wide.
Wide.
And then we got some baby flannel in the other day. And then here you got your shadow plays. And then around the corner here are your moderns and your new Moda collections and your landscapey.
Wow.
Andover, some Tim Holtz, your Ginny Buyer, some more Andover. Tula Pink Everglow showed up yesterday afternoon. And then in here are your Modas, Grunge. Your solids are all along behind these ladies. And then in behind here are your Bella Batiks, Moderns, Novelties, Kids.
Okay, great. And what's your average price per meter?
It starts at around $16.98 right up, or $14.98 up to $21.
Okay.
Depending
That's
on
pretty
solid
good.
or print.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the tour. That's great. And what's your name?
I'm Heather.
And are you the owner?
No, I just a minion here.
Oh.
Pat is the owner.
Okay.
Pat and her family are career farmers. They've been farming here for 4 generations, 110 years as a family. She raised her 4 children down here in these rooms. They now grew up and run the farm with their own families. So she took an early retirement and she said, now's my chance. And here we are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. It's a great
Still
store.
a working 50-acre farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have specialty breeding birds here.
Saw your goats.
And the boer goats, yeah. And that's a breeding farm for these goats.
Oh, okay.
So 100 and some babies born in the last few weeks. The boys are over here in this pasture and the girls are up here in this pasture.
Okay. That's great. That's
Weed
really
control.
interesting. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
welcome.
So I think I'll do some shopping now.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that was worth the drive. We just about didn't go in because you had to go up what looked like a farm road and a house. And it is a farm road and it is a house. But I guess it's been a working farm for 50 years and it's still a working farm. And the lady who has the shop, it's her farm, her family's farm. And she retired a few years ago or something and decided she wanted to do this. So she opened up Chitter Chatter. And if you ever get a chance to be out here in Bradner, which is just outside of Abbotsford, it's worth checking out. Although you're going to think you're going to the outskirts of hell, to get there, it's really worth it. Lots and lots of fabric and lots of things that are bundled as well. And the prices were pretty reasonable. As you could see in the interview, that quickie tour I did of the shop, and the interview I did with Heather,
who's one of the employees. She said their average prices range between about 14 something a meter to about 21 something a meter, which is in the ballpark for sure. They do have a website, and I will have to, when I get back home, I will try to remember to review the website as well for the channel. I did buy some things. There's some bundles. Yeah, but I think now we are pretty much done. When I say we, I mean me. Done with quilt shopping, because there's another couple of quilt stores in Abbotsford, but they're not open while we're here. You know, they're closed on Sundays and Mondays, and so Monday's our last day here, so I've probably bought enough. We need to figure out how to get it out on the plane coming home. So, well, Walter has room in his suitcase, and I can get some in my suitcase, and the rest of it I'll make it sound like they all come out going, what the hell are people doing? Okay, so this is the area where my brother lives, and this is his house right here, the one with the white car in the front. Yeah, so that's where my brother lives. Now, he doesn't know that we were here yet. He doesn't know that we've been up here to see this yet.
Actually, it looks better on the outside than it did when I saw it on.
Yeah, and the pictures, well, they've probably done a few improvements. They've lived here a few years now. So, anyways, yeah. So once we're going to go up to our hotel now and get checked in, and then I'll text my brother. Hello, everybody. So we've checked into the Sandman, our hotel here, and I'll show you what it looks like. We do have, oops, I should switch the camera around. And I never know, it won't let me switch the camera around when I'm doing this. So anyways, let me come back. I just had the iron out because I need to do a little ironing because we're going out. More about that in a moment. So we do have a full kitchen in here, pretty big. And the living room with the TV set in it. Walter came with the room. And yes, Walter's wearing one of his creations, his long sleeve one. I am wearing one of his creations as well, my cat shirt. You'll see that when I flip back. There is a fireplace. Well, it's one of those fireplaces, you know, you hit the switch on the wall and it's sort of glows with lights, that kind of thing. So, but you know, it's got a cadenza. It's got a desk. Anyways, here, some bar stools. You can step at the counter and eat. Full-size fridge, as I said. Ironing and ironing board. Lots of closet space in here. Also the bathroom with closet space here, closet space here. Two doors, one from the living area, one from the bedroom. The bedroom. Is that a king or a queen, Walter? I don't know. It looks, I think it's a queen. Might be king.
That's a good question.
Might be a fat queen. I don't know.
I thought it was a king, but I'm not sure.
Well, whatever. Plenty of room. Little closet alcove in here as well. So tons of space in here. It's more like an apartment than a hotel room with it. And when we arrived, they gave us a bag of goodies. Now, I've kind of taken some of the stuff out, but this is what the bag is. And it's got, had some candy in it, some granola bars, things like that. And there was a bottle of water and a bottle of juice. I think that's the VIP system because Walter signed up for something before he left home, some kind of rewards program. So we don't know. What are you doing?
Put my contact back in.
Oh, he's putting in his contacts. So let me switch this around. Okay, so here you can see my shirt. I've got Walter's kitty shirt on. I don't know if this will be better for showing it. Very awkward here with the camera, but yeah, you get the idea. Anyways, you've seen this before because we showed it when he got it done. So right now we're just waiting. We're going out for dinner at a local pubby kind of place with my brother and sister-in-law. Earlier, you know, we took a little drive around to see their house. They didn't know we have done that yet. But he said, yeah, he'd make a reservation at this, what's it called?
The Trading Post.
The Trading Post, which is basically a brew pub kind of a place. We saw it when we were driving around earlier today, and it's not far from where we are. We could walk it, but we're going to take the car. down there. So my brother has a reservation at 6:30 for the 4 of us. I'm a little worried about this. I have not really had any kind of time to talk with my brother in, I don't know, since they moved out here about 14 years ago. We're still up in the air. We can't remember exactly when it was, but it was definitely before I retired. So I've been retired 11 years. So yeah, it's probably close to 15 years that they've been out here. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to see any of the kids. My niece is in Vancouver this weekend. I don't know why, but she is. And her husband is in Las Vegas, so I think it might have something to do with his work. Maybe we'll find that out later. And my youngest, one of my nephews is in England, of course. Heard you mention that before. That's where he lives. That's where he works. So definitely not going to see him. And my youngest nephew, he had plans for tonight. So I don't know if we'll get a chance to see him while we're still here at some point in time, maybe tomorrow or whatever. It would be really nice to see at least one of them, kind of a thing. Especially Samuel, because I haven't seen Samuel since he was about 7 years old. And now he's like 21, 22. So, yeah. But anyways, it's not that we parted on bad terms, but it's just awkward in a way. But hopefully it'll be a nice evening and everything. I'm going to be on my best behavior. Many of you know what that means when it comes to me. And just have a nice dinner, catch up on family business, things like that, and away we go with it all. So wish me luck, and I'll let you know how things turn out. Okay, so we just got back from dinner with my brother and my sister-in-law. We had a really nice time, and it was really great to catch up. We even got to see my nephew, who I thought was living in England, but he's recently moved to Australia, and that was really nice. We had a FaceTime with him during dinner, and it was great to catch up on everything, and it's been quite a few years and everything like that. So we're going to meet up with them again tomorrow, and I don't know what the plan is, but they're going to text me at about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and maybe we see some things that we wouldn't see on our own here since they are natives to this area. So it was a really nice evening, and I'm really glad that we did this.